So about a year and a half ago, I bought a Starmount kit, what they call an all-in-one, which includes the router and the power over Ethernet card and a step-up converter that converts 12 volts to 48 volts, which is what Starlink dish requires to operate. And it worked great. I had trimmed the dish down and everything worked well for the first year and a half. And last month, well, maybe 2 months ago, I guess, 1st of May, I packed it in my check bag, and me and my wife went to pick up an RV, and we were driving to Alaska. Being hesitant, thinking there might not be a lot of internet up there, I put the Starlink and an extra long power cord into my check bag and shipped it. Unfortunately, once I received it and put it into the RV, I had no service, and not having any diagnostic equipment or anything with me on our trip, it was just a paperweight for the entire trip. Once I got back to Florida, I opened up the Starlink. I removed the cover that covers the whole thing, a mess of screws that go all the way around it, and removed the dish right here. When I opened up the cover and removed the dish, I found that this cable here from the USB adapter that runs off 12 volt had become disconnected like such. I'm guessing that the airlines had dropped it pretty hard to cause it to become disconnected. So I reinserted it, and the lights all came on. There we go, it snapped in. And I thought that was going to be the end of it, and put it all back together, and it didn't work still. After thinking about the whole process, I remembered that the dish here requires 48 volts to come through here, into here, to operate the dish. So I got out my multimeter and attached it to here and here with power attached. Here and here, which should read 48 volts, and it didn't. It only read 13.4 volts, which is exactly what was going into it as well from my lithium batteries. So I determined that the step-up converter was not working. I contacted Starmount to see if I could get another converter, and they said, hey, no problem, we'll send you 2 of them just in case one fails again. And upon putting the converter in there and wiring it up, within 5 minutes the whole system came alive and is working like a champ. So if you have a problem down the road, that might be your problem. What you do is you take your multimeter and attach it to here and here, the solder points on the input. It'll say VIN, V-I-N, and on the other side here it'll say V out, voltage out. On the VIN, you should read whatever your battery is outputting. at minimum 12 volts, and the output should be 48 volts. When I got the new converter, I had to tweak it to get it up to 48 volts. Actually, I only ended up with 47.9, and I was set. That worked fine with the system, so I left it at that. I need to still put my wires back in the groove and put the plexiglass top up on top, and I'll be back in business. But I just thought I'd post this for anybody who might need to do it. Your parts here is your power in here, 2 lines feed your step up converter, 12 to 48 volts. Another 2 pair go over here and feed your USB-C output, which feeds up here to here, which powers your network card. These are both your network antennas for Wi-Fi. They work great, by the way. I've had the Starlink 25-30 feet away, and it has worked really well. If you're any further than that, it comes with 2 networks, a 5 gig and a 2.4, I believe it is. The 2.4 will transmit a slower speed, but further distance. Yeah, I think you can be up to about 50 feet away, and it works. Within 25 feet, the 5G works really well. You also have a Cat 5 coming out of your network card that goes all the way back here to here, so you can attach another router in your vehicle to that, and have instead of using Wi-Fi, you can have wired. The input for your 12 volts goes into this port right here. What I have been using for my testing is I have 2 lithium batteries hooked up in parallel, and there's my input there. But like I said, I replaced that cable. I need to still put some double stick 3M tape underneath this thing so it won't move. I thought it would need a heat sink, but currently the temperature outside here in Florida today is a whopping 98 degrees, and it was working fine. So God bless all of y'all that have this. It works like a champ. I can't argue. This, oh, by the way, this is your power over Ethernet adapter. The dish attaches here. Your converter attaches here. Combines both the Ethernet and the power on this cable here, which feeds your router. And these are both your antennas. I think I stated that already. Anyhow, that's how I troubleshot my Starlink Starmount system, and everything is working again. Have a good day. Bye-bye.